come to the call. So why are we having this call? Remember I said earlier that JAMB 2024 is starting from 19th of this month, meaning that you have just 3 weeks to go. And at this point, you need to start preparing, giving it your final touches. Remember, you have just 4 subjects. You are writing just 4 subjects in this examination. So for those of you who are science students, you'll probably be doing biology, chemistry, physics, and English. But every other person is going to be doing English. If you're an art student, you're probably doing literature, doing CRS, doing government, right? And if you're maybe you're a commercial student, you're doing English, maybe financial accounts, commerce, economics. But then I'll just go straight in. So I'll start with my story, right? I always like to share my story with people. I wrote JAMB, my first JAMB. I finished secondary school in 2013. So that's like 11 years now when I finished secondary school. So I wrote my first JAMB in 2014. I wanted to, because I was born and brought up in Lagos, I wanted to go to school in Lagos. So I applied for Unilag. I wrote the exam. I think it was just 1 mark. I scored 202. I think I scored 219 or 214 in my first JAMB. And I think their cutoff mark was like 220 or so, because I wanted to study accounting or finance at that time. So I tried, I called all my uncles, called everybody. But at the end of the day, I still did not, get the admission. I bought LASU form, I bought LASPOTEC form. That was 2014. I bought all those forms. I still did not get the admission that year. So 2015, I bought another JAMB. Because actually, it's not like I wanted to go to school in Lagos. It was my parents. They just wanted me to school. They didn't want me to travel outside of Lagos. So many of you might be on this call now. The reason why you chose the school that you chose is not because you like the school or you've checked their course or you've seen people who graduated from that school. Maybe it's because your parents want you to stay within the environment, stay where they live. That's why they told you to apply for that school, but it's fine. So let me continue with my story. 2015, I then applied for banking and finance at Ambosali University. But guess the funny thing, my score in 2015 was lesser than the score I got in 2014. I think in 2015, I scored 206 or so. I think I scored 206. And when I told my parents, my dad was like, me, I'm not serious. Maybe I should go and learn tailoring or I should go and learn hairdressing, because I scored higher last year and I said I want to go to school and I'm scoring lesser this year, that I'm not serious. I should go and think of what I want to do in my life. I was like, Daddy, well, you're here now. I read my books. I went for tutorials. I did everything. But I don't know why. Sometimes when you finish writing your exams, you'll be happy. You'll be like, I finished that exam. I killed it, man. You're so excited that you've killed the exam. But when you see your results, that's for those of you who are writing JAMB maybe for the second or third time. And when you see your score, you'll be seeing 120, 180. That's not any of your portion in Jesus' name. So I cried. I was like, God, I really want to go to school, because I know that there are many of you on this call. You are so passionate about education. You really want to go to school. So I didn't tell them. Then they had cafes. It's not now that everybody has phone. People don't really have phone in those days. So I went to the cafe. I was not asking the owner of the cafe that what schools can I put in for? Because I discovered that some things that some universities do is that they use catchment areas. Because I know there was a friend of mine who gained admission that 2014. I scored higher than her, but because she's from the southwest, they gave her the admission. Because the score they use for people that are from that state, from that region, were lesser. So I was like, okay, there are many universities in Edo State, because I'm from Edo State. There are many universities in Edo State. Which university can I go to in Edo State that will not stress me and they will give me the admission easily? So I chose, there's Uniben, there is Ambrose Ali University, there is Edo State University. So I now asked the cafe man that which one should I put in. That's why I put in for Ambrose Ali University. And trust me, even with my low score that was crying and my dad was angry with me, I got I went for the apostille TME and I was part of the first people. Like I was on the what do you call that list? Somebody should tell me in the comment section. The first list, that the merit list. Yes, so I was on the merit list. I didn't have to pay anybody. I didn't have to do anything. I just got my admission, my people. That's how I went to school in 2015 and I graduated in 2019. So why am I telling you my story? Is that many of you might have been preparing, you are reading, you are believing. I just want you to trust the process, because when it's your time, it will be your time. But please don't be a lazy student. Because you know why I even scored low like that? I mean, I scored 206, and 206 was not so low at that time. It's not now that people are failing anyhow. So that was because I was working. Remember, I had finished secondary school like 2 years before. So I was already working, I was earning money. I'll go to work in the morning, come back in the evening. And when I come back in the evening, you know how it was so stressful. You're working in the market and they were paying me small money that time. I will not eat, I'll be busy at work. Then when I come back in the evening, I will attend tutorials in Lagos that time. Then when I get back home, sometimes I'm so tired, I won't be able to read for so long. And I know that that might be the story of somebody here now. Maybe you're finished secondary school already, you're working, and then you still have to read and prepare for your exam, right? So because you're busy doesn't mean you will not pass your exam. You will pass your exam. So I'll be giving you tips, things that helped me, things that I have seen that have helped many other people, that will also help you to pass this exam. So the first on my list, my first tip, if you've not started doing it, please, it's not too late. The first thing you should do is remember that you've already selected your schools, you've selected your the school you want to go to, you selected your 4 subjects that you'll be writing in JAMB, right? So the next thing you should do is to quickly go online. I believe you have a phone. That's why you're on this call. So quickly go online, go and check for JAMB syllabus. If you're a science student, if you're an art student, there's a syllabus for all the subjects in JAMB. So go and look for JAMB syllabus. Look through the syllabus. Look at all the subjects in that syllabus, right? Look at the subjects in that JAMB syllabus and look at the ones that you know that might be easier for you to pass, and the ones that you know that might be a bit difficult for you, right? So get the JAMB syllabus, look through it, try and understand how the JAMB syllabus works. So that's the first one I would say. The second thing you should do, remember I said you have just 3 weeks to go. The second thing you should do is to look for a tutorial center. Look for a tutorial center. I'm begging you in the name of God, because I don't want any of you on this call to write JAMB a second time or write JAMB next year. I want this to be that year where you write JAMB, you will get a good score, and you will go. I mean, by September, by December, I want to rejoice with you. I want you guys to reach out to JAMB tutors and say, JAMB tutors, thank you so much. I'm now in school. If you check on our page, there's a guy there. His name is Tomiwa Fale. Tomiwa was a student with the work last year. Tomiwa is very serious. I mean, he's very serious. He reads his books, he takes education seriously. And he didn't say, oh, because I'm intelligent, I will not attend tutorial. Because I'm intelligent, I will not check JAMB syllabus. And I'm recommending that video. If you've not watched the full video of Tomiwa's interview, there was an interview I had with him. If you've not watched that video, please go to our YouTube channel. When you go on YouTube, search for at the Rock Tutors. Go to our YouTube channel and check that video out. Because I believe that the best way to learn is to learn from people who have succeeded. Remember, now Tomiwa is in school. He's studying medicine at Obafemi Awolowo University. And guess what he scored last year? He scored 331. 331 is a student like you. He doesn't have two heads. And guess what? Even in his post-UME, he was the highest of all the people that wrote that post-UTME. You don't have to be as intelligent as Tomiwa, but then you can use the same strategies that he used that gave him success, and you also will have success, right? So we are Drug Tutors, we are rooting for you. We want you to succeed. We want you to pass this exam. So back to what I was saying, look for a good tutorial center. But if maybe where you live, you don't have access to physical tutorial centers, right? That's why Drug Tutors is here for you. Go to our YouTube channel. People that watched our videos last year on YouTube, many of them after the exams, they came back to us to say, thank you, The Rock. I watched your videos and I passed all my papers. Do you know another thing? JAMB does not have questions again. JAMB has been in existence since like the 1980s. Many thousands of people have written JAMB. JAMB has so many questions. JAMB, they are not creating new questions. They are just recycling questions, going back, to pick older questions. So the next thing after looking for a tutorial center, either physically or online, remember I said the first thing to do is to look through your JAMB syllabus. The second thing is to identify a tutorial center around you. If you can't get a physical tutorial center, it's fine. The money you would have used to pay for your tutorial center, use that money to buy data. Use that money to buy data. Go online. I tell people a lot that remember you have 3 weeks to your exam. Your best friends now should be God and Google. Please type it in the comment section. Your best friends now should be who? I said God and Google. Remember I said in the beginning that you should pray as if you are not going to read, and you should read as if you are not going to pray, right? So at this point where your exams are very close, make God your closest friend. And the second thing is Google. Go online, research about JAMB. Remember I told you that thousands of people have written JAMB. You are not the first people writing JAMB. Remember I also shared my story with you. As well. So go online, use your phone wisely. Can you just please help yourself and make up your mind that this year I want to write this JAMB, I want to pass it, and I want to gain admission. I'm coming back to that. I'm still going to talk about that. But then the next thing, yes, your baby, I said God and Google should be your best friend. So Google is a search engine. I believe everybody on this call knows Google now. Anytime you want to search about anything you can imagine, anything you can think of, just go on Google and search for it. Go on Google, search about JAMB. Keep everything you can get about JAMB, and then go to the Rock Tutors YouTube channel. Go to the Rock. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go and subscribe to that channel. Remember I shared testimonies. We will still be sharing many videos, testimonials of people who have watched the videos on the Rock Tutors and how the Rock Tutors videos have helped them. I'll talk about admission. Let me talk about this one. It's not time for admission yet. Now is the time for you guys to pass your exams. So I want to give you as much knowledge as possible so that you can pass this exam. None of you will fail JAMB this year in Jesus' name. Amen. So let me continue. Go on Google, search, get every information you need to have about JAMB. Go to our YouTube channel at The Rock Tutors. Watch our videos. Don't just watch the videos for watching sake. Each of the videos that somebody said Google lies sometimes. I don't know about that, but when it comes to JAMB, remember you are writing JAMB, so that should be your priority. Don't go and be searching for other things on Google. Search about JAMB. That's what should concern you. So when you excuse me, sorry. Let me take water. You should forgive me. See, I'm giving you guys energy. Okay, so go when you, like I was explaining earlier, when you get to our YouTube channel at The Rock Tutors, when you watch the videos, you will see that the teachers will not just, because remember your JAMB examinations is objectives. There's no theory in JAMB, there's no German questions. All your questions are objective questions. Meaning that all the questions will come with options. If you are asked question 1, you have 4 options, A, B, C, D. So you have to choose. Now, each of our videos, our teachers did not just they did not just pick out the answers. When they give a questions and they pick answers, they explain the reason why that answer is the answer. You see why I'm telling you that you need to make online researching about JAMB your best friend this period. Remember, you have 3 weeks to go. When you watch our videos, you will see that the teachers will not just tell you, oh, Ade is a boy, Simbi is a girl, the answer is A. No. When they tell you the answer is A, they will tell you the reason why the answer is A. So it is those explanations that you should be listening to. Are we following? Let me know in the comment sections if you are following, if you are understanding, if you are feeling what I'm saying. So listen to these explanations and take note of those explanations, because there are times when they might not be able to have covered all the whole subject. But when you have that explanation at the back of your mind, when you see a similar question, they might not ask you that question exactly the way the teacher had explained it, right? So when you see a question in that line, because you already have that explanation in your head, you'll be able to answer it. So the next thing, number 3, start practicing past questions. Start practicing past questions. I remember in my time then in 2015, it's not now that I think you have what is called 4-in-1, right? Let me know in the comments. You have 4-in-1 that contains all your 4 subjects that you are writing, right? But in my own time, when I was writing JAMB then, you would have to buy each of the past questions separately, and you have to go and start studying them from like 1979 to 2000 and something, and that's a lot. But I know there are 4-in-1, there are other materials that people have put together, right, that will help you, and they've done it topically. So for each of the topics, they've been able to, bring out questions that JAMB would ask. So you go get those kind of material. See, you have to invest in yourself. You have to spend money if you really want to pass this exam. And I'm not saying you should be spending money on biscuit, on chewing-gum. No. Now is the time to invest in your brain. Type it in the comments. Say invest in your brain. Tell somebody on this live. Tell them invest in your brain. Now is the time to invest in your brain. Buy those past questions, particularly that 4-in-1 that they've arranged it topic by topic for you, and they've been able to break it down. Also, Direct Tutors, we have we compiled 200 questions, 200 possible questions in Life Changer. Remember Life Changer? I think Life Changer will contain about, okay, let me get it correctly. In this year's JAMB, right? English language alone will take 100 questions. 100 questions will be set from English. If I'm right, let me know in the comments. English will take 100 questions. Your other 3 subjects will take 50 questions each, right? And from that English language, there will be comprehension passage. Okay, somebody said it's 60. English is 60 questions. Maybe they've changed it now, but I know in those days it was like 100 questions. So, okay, it's fine. People say 60. Okay, I get it. Others are 40. Are we sure? Please, let's be sure of the information. But what I'm trying to say is that for English language, there will be comprehension passage. There would be, what do they call this thing? There would be lexis and structure. There will be lexis and structure. There will be Life Changer. It's inside your English language that they will ask you Life Changer. So they are going to compartmentalize your English language. And sincerely, English language is the subject that many students fail the most. You know why? It's because they don't read English. They feel like, oh, English is simple. But at the end of the day, when you check records, you will see that it is even English that students fail the most. And English sounds simple. There's a video we posted on the Tutors. People were arguing in the comments. We were just laughing. If they go to the exam and they see that question, they'll just fail. And another reason why people fail JAMB is because people don't read the question clearly. So before you answer any question, make sure that you read the question. Read the question so that you are not confused. Before you start answering it, because let me also talk about your English. For your English as well, right? Sorry, my light is behaving. For your English as well, there will be times that they will ask you synonyms and antonyms. Remember, synonyms are words that are similar in meaning, right? Maybe you didn't read the instruction in that section. Remember that your English, you put it in different sections. Remember I said there's comprehension, there's lexics and structure, there's different parts in your English. So if you don't read the instruction, you will not you see that you go and answer the wrong thing. In a place where you're supposed to answer similar in meaning, you might go and answer opposite in meaning. And with that, you have failed the question. So with English, you have to read the question and ensure that you understand the instruction that was given in that question. How did I even get there? I was talking about past questions. So get all those your 4-in-1, all those questions you need, right? And start looking at it topically. Practice, practice, and practice. Remember I said when you are practicing, don't just practice. Know the reason why that answer is that answer. Do we get it? I have a physics textbook here. For those of us that are science students, let me read out the question for us. I don't know if we know this. Can we see my screen? Let me confirm if you can see my screen. Confirm if you can see my screen. Work out calculations in physics for senior schools. Let me know in the comments if you can see my screen. So I'll give you an example of what I'm explaining. Now, look at this question. I don't know if we'll be able to see my screen clearly. Yeah, I think it's clear now. So they said a motorist travels from a town A to a town B, 145 kilometers in 3 hours. Find his average speed. Some people say they can't see my screen, but I can see it now. It's clear. Maybe it's your network. So they said find the average speed. They now came here, they put the answer. Answer is 48 kilometers per hour. So when you are solving past question, don't just say, oh, the answer is 48 kilometers per hour. What you are supposed to do, okay, someone says not near enough. Sit. Let me move it. So what you're supposed to do, you're not just supposed to pick this answer like that. You're not supposed to just go and say, oh, this is the answer. No, you're supposed to go look for how they got that answer. Now they put the explanation that to calculate, for example, you want to calculate velocity. They said the formula for velocity is displacement over time. Now, when you now understand how they got that answer, that is what will now guide you. Just in case you don't see that exact question again, maybe they ask a question from that topic or they ask a question around velocity. Because you have seen something like that and you understood the explanation, you'll be able to answer the question. Please, hope you are following. Hope we are getting value for our time and your data. Because I'm not here to waste your data. Hope you are getting value for your time. Let me know in the comments. So after that is done, the next thing I'll always advise is that you practice with friends. Remember, if you're writing JAMB and you don't have any friend writing JAMB, maybe all your friends, they are in primary school. At your age, you are having friends with people that are in primary school, people that are in secondary school. Have friends that are going the same direction. Okay, remember I told you my story, right? When I got to school 2015, I told myself that I wanted to graduate with a first class. And then in my school, they will tell you, lecturer will say first class is for his grandmother, that they don't give first class. But I told myself that even if I can't graduate with first class, I would graduate with a 2-1. And 2-1 means second class upper. So I started reading. Then I looked within my class, because in my class that time, we were like over 200 people. You see, that's where you see serious people, you see unserious people, but I didn't mind. So I now made friends with 2 guys. because I discovered that many girls were not serious. So if you are a girl, you forgive me. I'm not saying that all girls are not serious, but then in my class, the girls I had in my class then were not serious. And me, because I know I had a goal that I wanted to graduate with at least a 2-1 before I left the university, I identified 2 boys in my class that were very intelligent. And me, I didn't stay in school, I stayed off campus. So I'll usually go to school in the evenings and I'll sleep over in school because there's what we call night class in school. So I'll go for night class with them. We'll read together. Anything I don't understand, they will explain to me. And anything they don't understand, me, I would also explain to them. And trust me, 3 of us graduated with 2-1. And they were like, we're not up to 10 people that in the whole of my department, we're not up to 10 that graduated with 2-1. Many people graduated with third class, pass. Some people had carryovers. So why did I tell you this story? I'm telling you this story so that I know that you've prepared a lot, but identify other students who are also writing this exam, and you know that they are more intelligent than you are, right? Identify them, be friends with them, exchange knowledge with them, have good conversations with them, right? So that's where I will stop today for the tips that I'll be giving. So I'm going to the comments now. I want us to drop all our questions. Drop all your questions so that I will use the next 30 minutes to answer all your questions. So please drop your questions. And maybe from what I said, you didn't understand something, or maybe there's something bothering you. There are some issues, there are some topics that you are not clear on. Just let us know in the comments. Please like this video, like our live, share this live video as well. Like this live, share it so that people can also see it. Use the hashtag the works with us. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please hurry up, go to YouTube now. If you want to pass this JAMB, you are still lacking behind. I'm trying to check our question. Please drop your question. Okay, somebody said, please, can anybody teach me more chemistry and physics? I can help with mathematics. Okay, I don't know how that will work. I don't know how you are going to do it, but you can connect with each other. Connect with each other online. Help yourselves. But most importantly, you can go to our YouTube channel. There are lots of videos on chemistry and physics. Spend this week watching those videos. And remember, I said don't just listen to the answer, listen to the explanation. So for this person asking somebody can teach them chemistry and physics, please connect with friends on this call, maybe in your environment, people that are intelligent, that you know that are good with physics and chemistry. Connect with them as well. Then as also the Rock Tutors, we have an online class. We have online class that we do to prepare students. I don't know if Mr. Toba is still on the call. Please, sir, if you're on the call, kindly help us drop the link to our online class. So I'm sure before this live is over, we're going to send the link to our online class here so that you can join, so that you can also meet other students and practice with them. Okay, let me go to the next question. Let me go to the next question. Someone said I need a tutor in chemistry and physics. The thing I've discovered with many science students is that they have issues with physics and chemistry. There's hardly just a few that are very good with physics and chemistry, but it's fine, right? It's fine. That's why the Work With Us is here for you. Go to our YouTube channel. I'm telling you, this YouTube channel has helped many people pass their exams, get past questions, research, check the syllabus. Don't be tired. You can do it. We are rooting for